switching over to Standup. We had just had a demo by James, Jason, and Eleni of the Complaint for Contempt, which was a really good interview. And then after the Standup, we've got Mia and Vinny, and then Aubrey, Matt, and Blake doing two kind of, I think it's the third demo for you guys. So maybe for now we can just go through and see how everyone's doing. I see Mike's on the call. Maybe we can start with you.
Sure. Yeah. I met with Caroline, and then we met with Matt, and we met with Gordon on the two different forums that I'm working on. Yeah, there's a lot of interaction with Caroline this morning. So right now, I think both of them are just going through a readability review, and that's pretty much it. Is there anything else you wanted to add, Caroline? Okay.
Oh, I feel like there was something we wanted to copy from somebody's. Oh, it was the interpreter question.
That was
Remember we were talking about the interpreter question.
Right.
And
yeah.
We're going to try and track that down and fix basic questions, but that'll affect your interview, but you don't have to do anything about it, because if we change basic questions, it'll work, right?
Yeah. So on that front, I'm going to track down that question that had a better version of the language, but it was aimed at attorneys instead of users or lay people. So I'm going to track that down, and then Caroline and I are going to work through that and then include that into basic questions, so everybody else will get the improved question regarding the interpreter. Okay, so Mike, is there anything you need from us to get moving? I mean, besides waiting on kind of readability feedback?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, when can we get more demos?
There was something we needed to figure out. We were going to ask
the courthouse locator.
That's right. Was that? That's what? I think that was just taking that basic question. So across the board, if you have an interview that is a response to a complaint, so if you have a motion that's in a response, you have your complaint for contempt. If you have any kind of interview that's answering something that already exists, you don't need the courthouse locator in your pick a court, because you know what the court is. Either you go to if you don't, because you need the docket number and the court name. So you don't want to have the courthouse locator text in your question. And I don't know if we want to change the basic question so we have one more question, so it's like what court is hearing your case as a separate question that everybody can use, or whether you want people to copy that basic question into their interview and take out that text. Does that make sense?
That sounds relevant to me, but I was just away from my computer.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, if you're responding to a case that's already started, or a complaint, say you're doing a contempt, you already know what the case number is, and you already know. You have to look at your paperwork and figure out what court it's in. So you don't want people to go finding the court. You want them to look at their paperwork, because they're going to have to respond with the court name and the docket number in their case. So you don't want the courthouse locator.
This might be a good candidate for the templates, if that's the model we're using.
Well, I think I don't know if it's going to solve this exact problem, but it does point to like having to have different versions of questions. This time it's the whole question we want to be different, I think. Not just.
Well, you want all you need is a sub question. You just have to take out the sub question. So what court is hearing your case, or maybe different. So it's like, what court is hearing your case? Look at your court paperwork and look at the court name on your complaint, whatever, summons, whatever, right?
Well, so maybe it is just a sub question, and then it's if that's going to be different. Do you think that would be a standard question we could use written the same way for every case where someone has?
I'm not sure. Partly because in some cases it would be nice if you can take a screen grab of sometimes you're going to know what it is, and you can take a screen grab and you can just circle the court name. Yep. Other times it won't be.
This is what informed the template model.
Yeah.
I'm just so worried that we might be getting into the weeds a little bit here on this discussion.
Sorry, yes.
Chance that we could flag this, because I think it is an important distinction where we have cases that are being responded to and cases that are being commenced.
Sure.
I'm not too sure what the correct form to discuss this might be.
I think it would be management, don't you?
Okay, I'll put it on the list for us to discuss on Monday.
Can you throw in there also instructions, template for instructions for users for Monday? Well, we just didn't have time to talk about it last Monday.
Instructions for users, template, and court locator for responding. Okay, so Mike, you're all good. Is that the upshot of that conversation? Okay. Okay, and then I'm not sure if Ori, Blake, and Matt have anything to say before their presentation, or if we're just gonna kind of hear everything they need to say in their presentation. Okay. Same for Mia and Vinny.
Yeah, the only update we have is that our round 2 of testing all passed. So those 20
Good job.
tests. Yeah.
And thank you guys for running those tests. That's teamwork makes the dream work.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, it's so late here. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Congratulations, Mia and Vinny. I can't wait to see I'm guessing what's going to be the final demo today. And hopefully there won't be anything that we want to change. Okay, and then as I said, we've just seen Jason, James, and Eleni. I'm not sure if you guys have anything you want to add, other than the fact that you're going to be making those fixes that we've recommended in the demo.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Sorry, Jason.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I think we were about to say the same thing. Like, we don't really have any updates.
It's just going to be fixing those things and then going to readability.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I was really impressed with what you guys put through, and I think that when we see Vinny and Mia's thing, we can just clarify those 2 issues that we raised. But otherwise, yeah, it looks really good. Okay, and then last but not least, we've got Eric twice and Sam. What's going?
I have the gallery view up on a bigger screen.
Oh. Okay. What's up with you guys? I mean, we gave you quite a bit to talk about yesterday. How are you feeling? What's the plan going forward?
Seemed like there was enough to keep us busy while some of the higher level decisions are made about how to ask for the expenses, for example.
Sorry, ask for?
The expenses, like at which interval and et cetera.
And the enumerated lists that we're going to come over from financial packet. Yeah.
And is that something that we need to flag to talk about in Management Monday? I just don't want this to get lost.
That was something I was supposed to send across and I forgot.
Okay, so
Caroline, can you guys send me a Slack reminder?
Yeah,
please?
So between Sam and Eric, would you mind just doing that? Just sending a reminder to Caroline to send that through, please.
Sure.
Okay, and then there's a couple of things that I wanted to raise. We've got Alex Faig, who's working on the pet protection form. I'm hoping that he might be able to ready to demo next week. Then we've got a new team member called Spencer Aiken. He posted I ran him through the pre-processing because he has Acrobat. So I ran him through the pre-processing of the form and then obviously put the wrong names and I didn't use user, we used requesting party instead. Oops. So then we did the wizard, we did the PDF debugger, we did the wizard, and then we did the kind of first legwork on the interview for, it's the guardianship request for counsel for the parents. So he's going to be kind of doing the first bit of interview design work on that. But it's just something because he's on mountain time and he is working full time, so he's not going to be able to meet on stand-ups. So it's just something to kind of bear in mind that we are going to have to try and keep an eye out for him on Slack. So if you guys do see him, sorry?
Can you just send in the context on Mass Legal Help for that if you don't have it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We've gone through that already, yeah. Mass Legal Help, and there was another site as well that was really helpful in kind of looking at the context. I think he's, right now, like I said, we'll find an SME and stuff to do. I'm not sure if that'll be you or Kate. And Kate was the one who actually asked for that form. If you guys see him posting in the channel, specifically in the code channel, and it's going to be kind of beginner questions that you guys might ever come across as well. If you can just reach out and give him a hand. He's from, I want to say, Mountain Time, Colorado. And he's at Denver University of Law School.
That would be Colorado.
Yeah, yeah. So just be nice. I told him that you guys are awesome. So,
This is Spencer. You
yeah,
said?
Spencer Aiken. Yeah. And then Philip Tickham is testing the vacation of marital home, and he's running into some problems. Particularly one, there's an error that he keeps getting, and he's not so confident on the code. He doesn't know anything about the coding yet. So I was hoping that perhaps we could have a call tomorrow. Michelle, I'm not sure about your availability, perhaps around 2 after Casual Friday, to figure out that error and to clarify some of the questions he had about the testing. Are you putting it in your calendar? It's a lot of.
I'm checking my calendar.
Okay.
I have it open too.
Do we know who developed that? Yeah, 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock's good. Do we know who developed that interview? Was it Kate?
Motion to vacate marital home?
Yeah.
It's Kate, yeah.
Okay.
I made the changes to it most recently, so it could be a bug I introduced.
Because I think I checked it also for readability.
What I'll do is I'll post a link in the main channel if anyone wants to at 2 o'clock tomorrow. If anyone's available, wants to jump on that call with Michelle and I, we'll start off with a bug and then go into the testing. He's also one of the team members that's not part of this cohort. So if you do see him posting and testing channel and stuff, just be nice, guys. At least give him.
Yeah, don't be mean like you usually are.
Okay, and then the last one is Ishan. So Ishan was working with Mati on the guardianship request for counsel for minors. Mati had to go back to his internship, and Ishan is now left with that form, and he's feeling very uncomfortable about the testing. So I was wondering if anybody who is comfortable with the testing wouldn't mind jumping on a call with me and him, and Michelle as well. And he's on Western time, is that a thing? Pacific time? To try and kind of get him up to speed on that, because as Michelle said, it is a very important aspect of the development process. And we would want him to see that through. So I'll put a message in the testing channel for that. Putting some times out there, talk to him and see what availability is like. But if anyone who's comfortable with testing and feels like they might be able to share some knowledge with a beginner, it'll be great to have you guys on that call. And then the civil action cover sheet will be ready to demo next week Monday, next week Tuesday, next week Wednesday. I'm not sure when we allowed. Maybe Tuesday. We can do Tuesday. So that's gonna be. I'm ready for all the criticism that I've been dishing out. I'm ready to get it back. So I'll let you know when we agree on that time. Okay. Does anybody else have any updates? I also got an update from Nick and Jack. Forgot, sorry. So they've been working really hard. There's a lot of updates today. They've been working really hard, and they are going to give us an update on Monday when they finished making all the amendments that they got in. They're doing the CRA motion to dismiss. So they were making some logic and language changes, and so they'll be ready on Monday to just kind of talk us through. And I think Nick's going to be on set on Monday to talk us through that. Okay, that's it. I'm done now. Does anybody else have anything? Crickets. Caroline, where are those crickets? Okay, I'm going to stop this recording.